96.5 The Vibe, the Fireside Chat. Shade
Yes, sir. And JC.
and JC. Actually, you can call me Jack O.
Jack O. As in, it's about to be pumpkin season?
Jack O. Pumpkin Ale Samuel Adams. We're giving it a try on the air. We're going to let you know how it is.
Oh, okay.
That being said, Shade, keep the music on. I want to talk to you for a minute.
Sure.
You did it. You made it through the week. You didn't have to, but you did. Shout out to you for that. You're smart. You're beautiful. You have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. And next week, it's going to be better than this week. And the week after that, it's going to be better than that. You know why? Because you're just going to keep moving on up. Because that's who you are. We wanted to start with some positivity today. Do y'all know why? Shay, do you know why we start with positivity today?
No, I don't.
Because there can never be too much positivity.
Well, that's a good reason.
It's a great reason. And so, as a matter of fact, more positivity for you. We're going to hop right into it. But first, we got to get the quote of the day going. The quote of the day is, you have to see failure as the beginning and middle, but never entertain it as the end.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's actually a really good one.
I'm glad you like it. We're already off to a roaring start. And listen, less than 2 minutes in, we're already on to our first and main enchilada.
Ooh.
Our big marshmallow. Our big kahuna laguna.
What are we roasting today, my friend?
We're roasting relationship advice. You said you wanted to do virtual dating plus. Well, here it is.
Dating plus.
We got a question from the listeners. How long should the talking phase last? And what does talking to so-and-so even mean? Why do some men drag their feet with making things official? LOL.
Was the LOL your personal editorial there, or?
No, they put an LOL in there. They're laughing at men and our lack of commitment.
Well. Whew. Okay. Well, that's a big question. Kind of a loaded question, if you ask me. Just in a way. Not in necessarily the worst of ways, but I'll explain. So let's break it down into piece by piece here for a moment. How long should the talking phase last? I believe was the first part of the question. Well, so that's assuming that there is a finite amount of time for quote unquote this talking phase that it should last. Like, basically everybody has their own place that they're at in life, and to expect for everybody to be ready in any immediate moment, not really fully understanding their situation, is a little bit it's a little bit unfair, I would say, in a way. Now, that's not the only way to see that. I would also say, I would argue really that the talking phase is really different for every single relationship. Sometimes couples are more comfortable really getting to know each other first. Maybe they really want to be friends first. Maybe they are friends right now and they're really just still getting to know each other, and they don't even really think of each other in that way. It really could be anything. And I think that, again, the way that the question is phrased is that there is a finite amount of time that the talking phase should last, and I just don't really think that there is. Now, that said, to more directly answer the question, I am assuming this is coming from a place of this is someone who is in a talking phase right now, and they are kind of tired of it lasting this long. So my more direct advice there, if you're not happy with how long the talking phase is lasting, that's okay. Part of the important things in developing a relationship is being able to communicate with that other person, and you should talk to them. That's actually kind of the point of the talking phase, is getting to know someone, getting to understand how they feel, and them getting to understand how you feel. If they're not ready to really accept how you feel, you honestly might be in the wrong relationship. Now, that's just a personal advice from me there. That's just my opinion. But if they are not ready to receive you then you might not really be fully honest or being fully honest with them. You might not be being fully honest with them. And maybe that's not good for them. They also might not be fully reciprocative of you, and that's also an issue. Those are no bounds, at least in my opinion, to start a relationship. Now, the next part of that question goes on to say, what does talking to so and so even mean? Well, I think that's kind of obvious. Talking to so and so is while you're talking to them, to be a little bit facetious there, but more directly speaking, talking to so and so, it could be you're just, a buddy that's fun to, go into bed with, let's say, for a lack of other terms. That could be
Goodness.
what talking is, or it could be something more direct. Sorry. It could be something more serious than that. It could be two people emotionally getting to know each other in some way, kind of being able to start connecting, and maybe they're developing a friendship of some sort. It could be even a relationship. It really could go anywhere. And to kind of put direct labels on it immediately, I think, again, it's a little bit directed. It's a little bit loaded. Lastly, why do some men drag their feet when making things official? So that really ties back to the first answer. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's going through their own thing. Maybe they just got out of a relationship and they're not really emotionally ready to commit to a full-time relationship. Maybe they've never been in a full-time relationship and they don't really know how to approach it or even really understand what it's like to feel like they want to be in a relationship. And that's just even sometimes I would say excuses on the man's end. It's like anybody can get to a point in maturity and understanding and like socialization that they should be able to at some point have a meaningful relationship with at least somebody, even if it's not a romantic relationship. But not everybody is immediately ready, and kind of adding that expectation if someone is not, again, it's like, one, it's too much pressure for them. It might be too much pressure for you. You might be stressing yourself out. But more importantly, if they aren't really looking to commit, or they're just not really interested in committing, and that's what you need as a person to feel more stable in yourself. And this goes for both sexes, but if that's what you need to feel more stable in yourself, that might not be the right relationship for you. Jack, would you have any thoughts on that, or maybe opinions for yourself?
I gotta ask, when you were doing that whole thing, did you feel like the defense attorney for men to some extent everywhere? Like,
No.
cause if you did, I'm just letting you know I'm getting ready to prosecute.
Oh
Like,
no. I mean, no. I don't feel like it's always the man who is in. There's no wrong here, but I don't feel that it's always the man who is causing a issue
oh, it's
emotionally.
definitely
That
not.
said, it's not always the other as well. It's not always women. It could be really anyone, and that was kind of more of what I was getting to. Is it's a purely case by case situational basis.
I feel like you didn't even answer her question to some extent. Like,
I did. I
that's
directly
why I
said
say
something
you should be
about
a
every single
politician.
point.
Like, all right, so here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say talking today is entirely different than it used to be. Back when I was a kid, like talking, dating, you got right to the point. Like, you
Okay.
talked for a little and then you dated and then you broke up if you didn't like dating, you stopped talking if you didn't like talking. For let's see. I think talking today is literally dating without formal commitment. It conveniently, and I say conveniently, quote unquote, allows for emotional detachment, attachment, or reattachment at either party's leisure. You just come and go as you please. It conveniently allows for the use of the phrase "I'm not blank" or "you're not blank" whenever that phrase is needed. Whenever you feel like you want more, they can tell you actually you're going to get less because you're not that thing. You don't have that title. So, and the last thing is you can't cheat on someone you're only talking to. So it leaves the door open for an upgrade. I'm telling you all the
Fair
truth.
enough.
You can't think about it. Oh, we were talking and he hooked up with another girl. He didn't cheat. Like, y'all were just talking. I'm telling y'all now, I think talking is for cowards. If you're talking to her for more than 28 days, there's something wrong because talking, it allows you to shirk the emotional responsibility for the damage you might cause someone. If you don't have any titles, like I say, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them commitment. You don't owe them honesty. You don't owe them, you don't even know them monogamy. Y'all could be talking, quote unquote, and the whole time y'all are talking, your partner, guy or girl, is running around with other people behind your back. And they're not doing anything wrong because y'all are just talking. What even is talking? Like she asked. What is talking? The fact that we even have to ask that question is an example of why modern dating sucks. Like, it's one reason. Modern dating, we're going to get into it more. It's got its ups and downs. But this is one of the answers where, this is one of the instances where it just sucks. So y'all want to know why guys are slower to commit? A lot of folks might say it's because women mature faster, which oddly enough might be true. I don't think it applies in this instance, but even though it's true, it's never used as a reason to empower women. It's always, used as a way to excuse men and boys' foolishness. However, in this particular case, I would argue women maturing faster has nothing to do with it. I would argue it's actually subliminal sexism in our society that has been implanted in us. Implanted in you.
Wow.
The first I'm going to talk about is objectification of women. When Drake looked at Josh in that movie theater, I'll never forget, Drake had on his brown little leather coat with his blue jeans on, and Josh had on his red leather vest, or his red vest, his movie theater vest, and he said, "Girls are like candy." Ooh. Why would you only want one candy for the rest of your life?
Oh, man. He did say that, didn't he?
He said that right on the camera. I heard that when I was probably 9, 10 years, just about to start talking, getting into girls, and I was like, is that so? So, like I said, that's the first thing. And the second is, it comes to the idea of, and once again, this is the sexism in our society, but the idea of a rising stock versus a falling stock. A man is judged by how much money he makes. You make a lot of money, you're going to be, I guess you're doing what you want in society, popular, you're going to get the girls, whatever. And that's how, that's how a man's stock rises. But for a woman in a relationship, it's about being physically, it's about her physical attractiveness and her youth. And is she able to, bear children or not? And so
you're saying from society,
from a societal standpoint.
Says? Okay.
And so my point is women are ready to commit. Why? Because they want to lock you down or whatever. But men aren't ready to commit. Why? Because they think that they might go somewhere better and be able to get with someone better.
They're trying to upgrade.
Case
You're
in
saying
point,
they're holding out?
I said that at the beginning. You can upgrade. It leaves the door open for an upgrade. So this is why you're talking.
You did say that.
You
You're
left
right.
the door open for an upgrade. Now I'm telling you why they won't commit, why they want to stay in the talking phase, because it leaves the door open for an upgrade, and they believe they're upgrading themselves. Think about it like this. What if this show goes viral and we go big tomorrow, Shade? I'm going to use you as an example.
Me?
If we start getting 6 or 7 figures tomorrow off this show, and we're famous, millions of viewers, you going to be trying to talk to the same girls you were trying to talk to today?
I'm not trying to talk to any girls now.
If you were, come on. If you were, would you be? Let's be honest.
I mean, no.
There's girls today you would be lucky to be with, but tomorrow, if that were to happen, if you were a millionaire, as far as society goes, as far as like our mental, and this is what I mean when I say you have to reject these these societal norms and these beliefs society impresses on you, like the idea that a man's value is in his money, or a woman's value is in her looks. But the truth is, Shade, if you got $1 million tomorrow,
No, I mean, you're
you'd be
not
talking
wrong.
to different girls.
I'd be in a totally different social group. You're
And then
absolutely right.
here's another fun fact. That girl that, you thought was, amazing in high school, your senior year of high school, y'all were, 18 or whatever. Your 10-year reunion might be a little bit different. Your 15, 20-year reunion in high school at 18, you might have been the nerdiest kid in class, right? And she might have been, the cheerleader, all popular. Well, 20-year reunion, she's now 38. You're 38 and you're making, say you're bringing in, you're a big time lawyer, prosecutor. You show up, it's your 20-year reunion. Everybody knows who you are. They're talking about I voted for you. I voted for you.
Is this the dream that you have every night?
Is this the No, I'm just saying, no, you got to think. So, stocks, for men. So, a man is thinking to himself, dang, when I get this MBA, I'm going to be making this bread, blah, blah, blah. I might be able to do better than what I got. And
So,
women are thinking to
very
themselves,
bleak, but
women are
probably
thinking
very
of
true.
women are thinking to themselves, no, I had this one lady
Understanding.
tell me today, or the other day, it was a couple Saturdays ago, I was proctoring an exam, or I was monitoring the exam, so I'm in the hall, and she's talking to me, and she's telling me, she told her 26-year-old daughter that she needed to hurry up and have kids because, quote unquote, you can't count on your eggs once you turn 30.
Ooh.
Think about that for a minute. And if y'all don't believe me,
Is
imagine
there
this.
statistical truth to that? Is there scientific truth to that?
Oh, I couldn't speak to that. I just know women run out of eggs at some point. But, and then men, as a man, you can reproduce when you're 70. And so for a man, there's no rush to settle down.
Oh, well, this. So according to Google, supposedly, by the age of 30, fertility starts to decline. Now, that doesn't mean that 30 is a time to worry. It's just that
What it means is
slowly
that-
starts to decline. It says by age 45.
What it means is that if
so
you're
much.
30 and you're
Wow.
a woman, you might not
didn't
be
know
able to
that.
have kids. But if you're 60 and you're a man, you probably still be able to have kids. That's what it means.
That's true.
And so, like I said, so men are thinking to themselves, there's no rush. If I'm a man and I get married when I'm 55 and I've got all this, and I'm doing everything right, I marry some girl who's probably 30, I'm 55, she's,
30
X, Y, and
55.
Z. The point at 55 is kind of old. The point
Yeah.
is there's no reason, a man, wait till you're 40, wait till you're 35, 40, 45 to get married, You're married, you have the money right. You, like I said, as a man, so the truth is, you stay talking, the door's open for you to leave, and you don't have to take responsibility for your actions, and you don't have to take responsibility for their feelings because all y'all were doing was talking. And so that's my take on it. And so she asked, how long should it last? It should last 14 to 28 days. And 28 days, if he doesn't know if he wants to commit to you and only you, he don't value the way you deserve to be valued. Them's just the tough matter of facts.
I think that's fair.
If after 28 days, 28 to 14 to 31 days, if you can't say, yeah, I'll commit to only being with you for right now. If you can't commit to that, because that's what dating is. Dating and talking, the only difference is if you cheat, you're actually a cheater. You're actually responsible for their emotions. You're responsible for not being a jerk.
So it's a cop-out.
It's a giant, talking is just a giant cop-out. And so as far as I'm concerned, if you're one of those people, you love talking, 2-3 months of just talking, you're nothing more than a coward as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
That's
Bold
boy.
words.
That's boy or girl. No, it means you don't want to take responsibility for the other person's emotions, for what you're doing to them as far as
Fair enough.
you're quote unquote talking and this and that. You don't want to take responsibility for how you're making them feel and the emotions you're stirring and whatnot. And like I said, so
Now,
I'm not going to say that it's, a lot of people that say, oh yeah, it's not my responsibility, we're just talking, blah, blah, blah. She got to, all right, I hear you. Like I said, I hope she finds better, because clearly better wasn't you.
So
And
does
that's all I can say.
where does mutual just having fun fall into this?
Oh, mutual just having fun is mutual just having fun. I wouldn't even call that talking. I'd just call that hooking up.
Oh, okay. Then there you go.
I was gonna say, if two people say like, "Hey, like I find you attractive, you find me attractive, let's hook up," then let's do that. But talking, quote unquote, oh, we're talking. Oh, every now and then
It's like
they
it's
treat me like every
complicated.
now and then, we act like we're in a relationship, and then the next day we're acting like we're just hooking up, and then we're back in a relationship.
Yeah, I can see how that would be
And
confusing.
nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say, and nobody can be held responsible for anything because all we're doing is talking.
Yep.
It's literally an example of why modern dating sucks. It's one of the, if I had to come up with 3 reasons why it's incredible and 3 reasons why it's terrible, the number one reason it's terrible is because everybody wants to talk more than 14 to 28 days. Everybody wants to talk forever. They want to talk to a million people. They don't want to commit to anybody. It's guy and girl. This generation is scared of commitment. Lacking in the department severely. Divorce rate is what? 63, 60 something percent. Like
Let's find out.
you're more likely to get married and get a divorce than you are to die with the person. That's the day we're living in these days. And so what's it at?
In the last decade, divorce rate has fallen 18%.
18%. Oh wow. To what? 50? 40? 40% of people take a promise between their families, each other, and God, and they can't seem to commit to it. So, like I said, the divorce rate probably shouldn't be any higher than like 10, 15, 20. Like, obviously people make mistakes, people change, but no, that's part of being in a relationship, is being ready to change and grow with that person and love the new them every single day. Like I said, I think talking, it's a whole shame. And so, like I said, for me, it would be 2 to 4 weeks. It honestly, I don't even know if I was a girl, if I would entertain talking. That just sounds like a highway to being used. But that being said, and like I said, it definitely goes both ways, because I've been on the short end of the stick talking myself, and I'm definitely a guy. But I mean, that's the nature of it. We were just talking. I can't even complain. Like, we were talking, then we stopped talking. So that's how I personally feel about talking. Like I said, I think the whole thing is silly. I think, like, I'm going to text you for a little, and then I'll be like, hey, I like you. I think you're cute. I think, I tell you something nice. Like, I tell you, like, I think your beauty is more infinite than all the stars in the sky. Like, I tell you something wild, like something
So
my one of my nicknames should be Romeo, yo. Like, now that I think about it, but nah, I'd tell you that, and I'd say, can I take you out to dinner? Can I take you out on a date? Like, you want to see this movie? Like, talking, it's just
It's playing
hooking
games.
up and playing games and
Yeah.
Netflix and chilling. Like,
For the record, I guess the peak of the divorce rate was 41%. That was 35 years ago. And since then, it's dropped 18%. So around 23.
23%.
And it's in decline currently.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, not bad. Good job, millennials.
That ain't
Excellent
bad. I
work.
was gonna say
Give yourself a good pat on the back.
that's because of all the talking we do. By the time everybody's done talking, they're so sick of talking, they're ready to
They're
commit.
serious.
Like, I'm telling you
If
now.
anything, maybe keep talking.
I'm telling you now. In about 5 years, I'm gonna be so tired of talking, so ready for a committed relationship. I might take out an ad in the newspaper. If you like
There you
pina
go.
coladas and getting caught in the rain,
Who
like,
doesn't like that?
I'm done. Like, all right, let's move on. So, Amy Coney Barrett, the SCOTUS nominee. What do you know about her?
I actually don't know much.
You don't know much.
What is she known for?
Well, let's go over it. Amy Coney Barrett thinks the Affordable Care Act is unconstitutional. A lot of people think that.
Now, what is her current
She
position?
thinks abortion is always immoral. She was a federal judge.
Oh, okay.
She thinks abortion is always immoral. Always
Wow.
immoral.
Big
That's
statement.
a big one. Yeah, I was going to say. She is hostile to No, I've had somebody tell me that before. They were like, I know somebody who was conceived from rape and their mom chose to have them and they're a wonderful person. And I was like, well, what if their mom didn't choose to have them? They're going to be stuck with a reminder of like the terrible, like, mom's a good person. That's great. Not every woman wants to be like subjected to that. Like,
No.
damn,
I mean, not
like,
everybody, right.
like, damn, like that's
And
her.
then
Like,
most people argue adoption. And for the record, I am also adopted. So I'm in proud support of adoption. But that is not always the most viable option. Not everybody wants to go through labor. Not everybody has the ability to go through 9 months of pregnancy. That is also a really big deal. And it totally alters people's lives.
yep.
It's a big
No,
deal.
I agree wholeheartedly. And so she said always immoral. So I have heard that one before. It's a wildly unpopular view, though. She is hostile to LGBTQ and civil rights. I mean, so she'd probably be friends with J.K. Rowling.
So what you're
I
saying
guess.
is she is all the way conservative.
She's all the way conservative. Yep, she is not just half the way. She is all the way. Good grief. Like, and she would vote to undo marriage equality. Okay, well, that's an accusation.
Wait, what's marriage
equality
equality?
is like gay.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? She's against.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, a lot of conservatives say that. So the way
thought
that
we were
he
mostly
phrased
past
it
that at this
would
point.
vote to undo marriage equality. Well, see, a lot of conservatives say it was legislating from the bench, quote unquote. That's up to Congress and the state legislatures to pass and say whether or not folks should be allowed to get married.
Why? I have
They say the
so many
Supreme-
problems with that. but
Yes,
I'm
there's so many problems. Well, I mean, it's the show. Go ahead and
I was gonna say,
air it out.
First off,
We got about 8
it
minutes.
should never be the government's decision on who can get married and who can't get married. Yes. Do you have something to say to that?
Oh no, I was giving you snaps. They
Oh,
say you should
excellent.
snap when you agree with something somebody says.
Absolutely. That's a good way to do it. I like that. Well, yes. It's not really the government's call. That doesn't make any sense. If two people are in love and they want to express that love to the world, that's it. And they should be able to get married because that's our culture. And who are we? Who is anyone to deny two people that when they don't have anything to do with us? You know, it's like, I don't know. It's a little bit, I'm gonna come out and say it's homophobic. Like that's what it is. It's an irrational misunderstanding that leads to a hatred and fear and distaste in our gay and other, queer and LGBTQIA communities. Like it's prejudice and it's wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the record and say homophobic or extra nosy, whatever you want to call it. If you just, I tell my students all the time, mind yours, mind your own. Like, what does it matter if Bob and Joe are getting married? How does that even begin to affect you? Like, I couldn't begin to understand it. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
there's probably two people that are gay getting married right now in Vegas, and I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
And I don't know why any of
Good
you do
for them,
either.
Like,
Like, yeah, I was gonna
congratulations.
say,
Mazel tov
like,
to them.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to them. Like, hopefully it lasts. Hopefully they don't find themselves in the 20-something%.
If they're millennials,
like,
I was gonna say they probably will. 75% of them seem to, and good on them.
I was gonna say, yep. So let's see. Amy Coney Barrett referred to. Oh wait, I already did that one. Amy Coney Barrett is a member of People of Praise, a charismatic covenant community in South Bend, Indiana, known for the submissive role played by women, some of whom were called handmaids, at least until The Handmaid's Tale in 2017.
Wait.
In other words, they've got a woman to set women back.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
Is
It's kind of like
crazy?
you said, is she mad? Like, is she mad?
Where did she
Like,
get these ideas from? What does she want exactly
She wants
to
the
happen
she
to
wants the
women
simple
here?
she wants the simple life for all women. Just
That
you can be
sounds
in your
like
you can be in your kitchen and not worry about anything. Like that's what she wants for all of y'all. Like shoot, Amy Coney Barrett. Like that's really who they're gonna have replace RBG. Like, and I'm mad because they're gonna call her ACB, the Notorious ACB, and it's gonna be disrespectful.
this is
Like,
how dystopian like societies are developed in
this
every
is a
single
dystopian.
major like it
Yeah,
is.
so
It's
it's
like all
1984.
sci-fis.
Like,
Exactly.
Big Brother. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about changing my
It's
name on this show to
hard
Big Brother.
reminiscent to
Like,
that. To Big Brother. Don't do
Big
that.
Brother. Like, hey guys, it's Big Brother.
I'm
and,
not gonna call you Big Brother.
I'm not gonna say I'm watching you, but
I have
so-
a hard enough time calling you Jacko Pumpkin Ale.
Jacko Pumpkin Ale. Like, and this Jacko Pumpkin Ale is hitting. Hey, give it a try, people.
It's pretty
I was
good.
gonna say it.
I will say, you know, I've had a number of pumpkin beers in the past couple of weeks here. This is probably my favorite. It's not too sweet, which is really nice. It's like more like a beer, but it definitely has a little bit of that pumpkin flavor. Pretty good.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over the Handmaids thing. Like that just wow, that's so foolish.
I know.
Like, God, like boy, that's so crazy. I'm sorry. The
No, I
beer is
feel you.
fantastic. Please pick it up. Moving forward, so Trump has a new I guess it's a Black Lives Matter executive order kind of is the only way I could describe it.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's labeling the KKK as a terrorist organization.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
And some money is going to go to some black businesses. And thoughts on that, Shade?
That's exciting.
Yeah.
The KKK has been needing.
He's
to
also
be
labeling
labeled.
Antifa as a terrorist organization.
Okay.
All
right.
Which, like I said, fine. If that's really how you have to compromise, fine. Like,
Fine.
I kind of find it hard to believe, yet I don't find it hard to believe that Barack Obama didn't label the KKK.
That is
As a
a little
terrorist
hard to
organization.
believe, but you know, it was probably pretty hard to do. I don't know. I don't know what goes into doing that or what repercussions that really has, but it's good that it's finally happening.
Yep.
Step in the right direction.
A step in the right direction indeed. So, Trump makes that executive order. I don't know if it gets him any black votes. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. I don't think
Hashtag
it
down
gets
with
him,
the KKK.
I don't think it gets him any black votes, but
Yeah.
no,
probably.
Joe needs to counter with something other than I'm not Donald Trump. Joe needs to talk about his COVID relief, his infrastructure.
Exactly.
That's something Donald Trump needs to do. He's talking about an executive order. He needs to get us some COVID relief. Mr. President, go down to the Hill and show us the art of the deal. Don't just talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of talk. It's cheap.
Yep.
It's extra cheap. Like,
Oh.
it ain't even worth the paper it's printed on. That's sad. Like, let's see. Governor DeSantis in Florida. So I told you the other day I wouldn't shake Governor DeSantis' hand because it probably has COVID. And apparently he's decided to plunge all of the state of Florida into the coronavirus sea. And so
What do you
Governor
mean?
DeSantis today has decided to open every restaurant in Florida.
No.
Yep.
Florida?
To open, yep. Every restaurant's open and every mask mandate is officially struck down.
What?
He's nuts.
Can he do that?
I mean, I'm not into the Florida state I'm not into the Florida judiciary, so I really couldn't tell you. But I wouldn't shake his hand with a broke hand. So, in the words of Governor DeSantis, he really monkeyed this up. So,
See, now that's where I feel that states having more power than the federal government. It's
Look.
not wrong, but we need to make this a federal law, I think.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis just lifted all restrictions to bars and restaurants. So you can go in there 100% capacity and without any mask. All mask restrictions are taken off across the state, and that's across the state, and that's going into flu season. Like I said, I wouldn't shake his hand because if it doesn't have COVID on it, it definitely has blood on it.
Oof.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We're almost out of time. Let me hit you all with the rundown. How does that sound?
That rundown sounds good to
So
me.
the stocks are back. Zoom is back up. Everything is good. I'm extra happy. Budweiser has a new beer out called Budweiser Zero. Zero calories and zero alcohol, I guess. Or is it zero?
Is it zero alcohol?
Zero alcohol.
That's insane.
It's just so that you can get the taste of a beer on you without, it's basically, to help people out who have that type of. That being said, there's a new Resident Evil game coming out. I'm excited. It's spooky season. We're definitely gonna do something for that. As soon as October hits,
it's
you already know
70 calories.
It's 70 calories, but it's zero alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Zero alcohol. Okay. I was gonna say, you already know Jack O'Lantern. We're doing something for Halloween and the month of October. Let's see. McGregor is gonna fight Pacquiao. He says allegedly.
Really?
Wild stuff. And speaking of big fights, tomorrow is fight night with the style bender Andesanyada. I don't know how to say his name.
I don't either.
Andesanya. The point is, he's a style bender, and he's the last one.
The last style bender.
The last style bender, indeed. It's going down tomorrow night. Like, that being said, his boy Shay, do you have anything to add?
No, honestly, I think that does it for me.
Well, that's great to hear, everybody. Shade, if you could play us out. I just wanted to once again leave you all with some positivity. First, I'm going to ask that you like it, hit the subscribe button, the follow button, whatever button, is helps you join the Shady Gang, the shadiest gang east of the Mississippi. But with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Hope you have a peaceful night. I don't want to say that you have a silent night and a holy night because it's not Christmas yet. But I hope you have a night as beautiful as you are. A night fitting of a king or a queen. I hope you wake up tomorrow in absolute serenity. Good night from Shady Grove.